Welcome everybody. Welcome everybody. It's your host assist with the most assist, Angel. Angel. I call myself at certain times, but it's Angel. Everybody else introduce themselves.
Girl, they know who we are. What is the topic for today?
Okay, whatever. So it looks better. So the topic for today is I was about to say be so for real. It's respect. Why do
Always.
people not respect you? Why people do respect you, why people don't respect your boundaries, how to get respect, what is respect, all the things. So I will say this topic kind of stemmed from my own personal like revelation that I had today.
Mm-hmm.
I was just sitting in the bathroom and I was thinking that that probably didn't need to be said. Amen. I was gonna take a shower and I was thinking like why people don't respect me. And I'm like, then I thought like people don't respect insecure people. And that's it feels a little harsh to say about myself, but I mean, I know this is something I'm working on. But I have tad bit insecurities. I'm tad bit insecure and I'm working on it. It shows in my speech, it shows in my actions, it shows in my life. And just in that revelation, it just made me think like the people that I respect, they're at least they don't show being insecure. They're most likely not as insecure though, because if you show who you are, what's inside of you, it
Mm-hmm.
comes out. So, but the people I respect and the people I love, y'all two being those two people, y'all have always been confident. Even y'all might have your own personal testimonies of when y'all might have been insecure, but from what I've seen from both of y'all both have always been very like confident, very like firm in who you are, just like non-wavering. And I just always admire that and I respect that. And I think it takes to another point of like you respect people who have results with certain things. So for example with business, if you see somebody is getting millions in real estate and they have all
Mm-hmm.
these businesses, you respect them in that area because you see the results, you see the yeah, you see the results. So that's my take on respect. That's why I believe people respect certain people, and that's the revelation I had. What do y'all think?
So the question is, so it's like, what is respect?
Yeah,
Like,
what
what do
is
we?
respect to you?
Oh, see, this is where we always get me at, because I don't be good at those type of things. But I think that's a prime example of how you said with the insecurity when it comes down to like respect and stuff, and people like respecting you, or like when people don't respect you. I know one of my bad qualities that I have is I let people think that I'm slow because it's easier for them to digest me. But I've had to get to a place of understanding, like, I don't care if you can digest me or not, you're gonna have to take me just like this. And so I got to the point where I'm like, well, I got to work on my articulation stuff, because my actual real answer is no, I don't want to do that. You can't convince me. I don't care what you're saying. You can tell me I'm delusional, you can tell me I'm crazy, disobedient, being rebellious. I don't care. You're wrong. But I've also noticed that you respect people who kind of like I don't know. It be the articulation part, like making something make sense. It's just like respect is something that that I naturally just try to give to everybody. Like you get the respect, but you can lose it easily based off of how you kind of handle certain situations or handle me. And we're taught to respect our elders, be kind to them, respect them. Yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. But I think it also is the things like, just because she's older, just because he's older, just because they're an elder, you have to do whatever they say, however they say it. And it's like, that's not the case. So I don't know. I would say for me, like how I perceive respect, and like when people don't respect you, I think like you said, it comes down to a confidence thing. It comes down to what you allow them to do. Because people can tell when you don't respect yourself, and like, so why would they respect you? Like,
That's the key, bro. Oh my God. That's the key. Oh my God. Thank you, Jesus. That's the key because you
amen.
don't respect. Oh, that's so good.
Dang, you pounded on that. Like, I'm talking about same spot, back to back to back.
No, but that just unlocked them for me. Because when you don't respect yourself, that's why where the thank you, Jesus. That's where the insecure part came from. Because when you don't respect yourself, wow, that's crazy. That's so good. That is so good. Wow. Proceed. I'm so sorry. That wow.
That's all I got.
Wow. That is
I don't want
powerful.
to go over that
Amen.
if I said something that good. I don't want to ruin it.
Amen.
She ate
That
that
was
up
so
good. She didn't want to.
Hey, hold on, she just dropped the bar. Wait a minute. Did I do
I'm
that?
screaming. Dang, I don't really got nothing to say either. Like that was. Yeah, I just. Oh, okay, okay. I do. Of course, I got something to say. Actually, I think respect is given, but I think trust and integrity are earned. Like I think the problem is that we're trying to convince people to respect us when you should already do that off the rip. Like everybody is worthy of respect, which is just privacy, which is just not encroaching upon society's self-worth, or you know what I mean. Like these are things that you should just give to people, not just because you have a relationship with them or because they built up that trust in you to then reciprocate that. You know what I mean? Like, and I feel like that's the problem. Like people have been teaching for so long, oh, you know, you got to earn my respect, respect me, respect you, you know, and that's not how it works. We're supposed to respect each other off rip, but we're not supposed to automatically trust another person with the details of our life or with even the confidence of a secret that we have. You know what I mean? So that's where trust and integrity actually play a part versus it being respect.
wow. I feel like my whole life just got unlocked. Cause that's crazy. That
Yeah.
is wow, that is really
Come
good.
on, Minister
Like so
Airy. Ooh,
come
Minister.
Come on. No, honestly, no, seriously. I don't got nothing to say about that.
She not gonna try to say nothing else because you done hyped her up too bad. She gonna be like,
It feels
she
good
gonna
when
try
you
to
say
say
something
nothing
that
else.
sound real good. You like,
well, it was good, man.
do I go over that?
Well, I guess we can move on to like what's y'all latest experience where y'all had where maybe somebody crossed a boundary or didn't respect the boundary or something that you've already set with them.
So
Does that make
an
sense?
example. So you're saying for us to think of a time where someone like crossed the boundary?
Yeah, because people don't there's people don't respect certain people don't respect boundaries also. Now I feel like that one that can be where you're not, you know, where we say you're not respecting yourself, so you don't respect your own boundaries.
Mm-hmm.
But there are cases where people just are ignorant and they won't respect what you set. So I've set the boundary of don't use my lotion, you know, don't use my lotion, and you use my lotion anyway, knowing that was my last $9 that I can spend on my lotion, or else I'm gonna be asking you to going to work. You know what I'm saying? But you
And they
use my
know
lotion
this
anyway.
and purposely still do
They
it.
they know this and purposely still do it. So have y'all had any like situations lately where y'all have had somebody like do that to y'all? Not necessarily with the lotion, but in that
I'm trying to
context.
think. I'm trying to think. Have I recently? Recently, somebody drunk the
No.
rest of my lemonade.
Yo.
She not gonna let Jesus is gonna be serving us wine at the table in heaven, and she gonna be like, "I'm so grateful for this wine because when that man took my
He really took the rest of my lemonade. If somebody does not, if you go Ari and I don't answer because I'm asleep, and you ask everybody else like, "Hey, anybody heard from Ari? Anybody talk to Ari?" And everybody goes, "Oh, I think she sleep." That does not mean, well, since she sleep, let me just make an executive decision with her stuff and drink her lemonade. That don't even make sense. And then try to hide the evidence when I catch you in the act, because now I can smell somebody disrespecting you. So I get up and now I can see the evidence clear as day because nobody else had this lemonade but me. And so then you
right.
proceed to tell me, "Oh, I'm gonna give you I'm gonna get you a replacement. It's not gonna be the same though.
Got it.
We going on day 2." Like, you still ain't get the replacement. So you don't respect my boundaries, but you don't respect me because you think I'm just gonna go, "Oh, passive, airy, don't say nothing." But that's why I said where a lot of times I let people do what they want to do because it's easier for me to not confront them because everybody feels some type of way. But I got it so programmed in my head. "Oh, you're so bad at relationships. You always push people away. You always this, you always that." So then I'd be like, I don't do certain stuff because I'm like, maybe I'm just overreacting. Maybe I'm just doing the most. Maybe I'm just, maybe I'm just forcing it or whatever. And it makes you not do certain stuff. So now you just let people kind of cross over and do whatever they want. And it's not okay. Like you have to set boundaries. And as Andrew said, she said in certain situations you might have to wig out. And I said, because I'll be trying to
like snap.
yeah, like go like type of
You
situation.
explode, like you build up, you explode.
Sorry, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to scream in your ear.
Sorry, everybody. That's crazy. No, and I think, girl, like, no, I can't remember the last time I gave somebody opportunity to like break a boundary that I put in place. Honey, it's the Great Wall of China. You are not getting through. Like, what are we talking about right now?
You gotta set the wall up though.
Set it up.
They gonna
and then please break it. Yeah, please do. Please. I want you to, because we got archers. They're gonna shoot you. Right. You're gonna get shot. You know what I mean? Because
grass. But we got landmines over here.
Oh my God. I'm so pumped about this. Okay, guys, I just listened to Green Lights by Matthew McConaughey. First of all, it's very good. But I just moved on to Will Smith's book. I think it's called Will. Ariana, you need to read this book. And I said full name because you really need to read it. Like, it's so good. And I literally started listening to it on the way home for only like 15 minutes because somebody called me. That's neither here nor there. But the point is, the book is really good. So it starts off, spoiler, amen. It starts off where his father is making him and his brother build a wall. And they're upset that they have to build this wall because they took them like a year to build the wall. And the dad comes, he's like, they're grumbling like under their breath, like, da-da-da. The dad hears him and is like, stop worrying about the wall. You have this brick. You need to worry about the brick. Put the stuff on the brick and lay the brick. That's the only thing you have to worry about. So if you get so caught up in the wall, then that's how you start snapping, Angelica. That's not right, honey. You can't just be snapping on people. Because how you mad at them because you got fed up? You needed to place that brick when it was time to place that brick. So you need to let them know that they overstepped right then and there in a wise way, in a soft, genuine way that expresses your boundary, that they never cross it again. But it's your fault if you don't address it right then and there.
You're right. That's good. I'm one of those people who don't do that. I wait. I'll put up the wall and be like, oh, they know what they did. But I had to really understand that a lot of times, half the time, sometimes people genuinely do not know what they did to either offend you or that they knew that it was a boundary not to cross. And also, too, you have to be discerning on what information you give certain people, because certain people use information about you to like give themselves their own permission to cross that boundary. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we like when it comes down to your business, and like you said, with respect and the privacy, and just because you may respect somebody does not mean that you need to give them every single detail and information of your life. Like, you don't have to do that. And I think like when it comes down to someone like losing your respect because like the way that they do certain stuff, I think you can lose my respect. Y'all know me, I do trials and tests, whether you in a test or not. I do trials and I do tests with people because I like to know how you are going to handle certain situations. And if you know me and know me, I don't play by my birthday. And I use certain situations, and I use certain information where I may tell people like, I just watched this in Game of Thrones and I'm like, oh my gosh, maybe this is where I got it from. But it's but you tell everybody different types of stuff about you. And you wonder like, how do you get this information back? And I'm telling you, like, I used to be with these, I used to have these friends or whatever, and I'm telling you, it was like you could hear everything I would tell you would end up coming back from somebody else. I'm like, how would you know that? And I think a prime example is when I had lost respect for someone. Y'all know this story, is when I had sent this girl this message. And like, it was a really nice message too. And I'm like, like, you know what? I really just want to like not fix it, but like, I want to take the steps to our relationship, And she screenshotted that and sent it to her group chat. And then her group chat came back all individually and ended up saying stuff that I had said in the message. You remember that, Dana? Because I called you and I said, you would never believe what I just seen. I was so mad. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Yes.
Ghetto.
No,
I thought so, but
Yeah, it's connected. So
Oh, it's connected.
Yeah, it's connected. So it was sent. And so for me, I lost respect not only for the people, but I lost respect for that person. And I said, oh, you don't have to ever have to worry. So now when I message this person, I make sure that it's open for the public. So when you go in the group chat and y'all go decipher this conversation, tell them I said, hey, you know what I'm saying? Tell them I said, hey, what's up? Because how do you know this? And I had another situation where another girl who didn't know anything else about me, we're sitting across from the table from each other, but she's asking me specific questions that only people that's in my, I wouldn't even say immediate circle because I don't have like a circle outside my family.
She got a straight
She's
line.
saying little stuff. Yeah, she's saying little stuff like, oh, you know what I'm saying? You're back at da da da. And I'm like, how would you know that unless that was not in the conversation? So it made me have to understand that you didn't respect my privacy when I was confiding in you. You didn't respect how I was feeling at that time. You didn't respect this apology. You didn't respect even what I was going through. You took it upon yourself to make it a conversation with your friends on Aries backsliding, on Aries going through something, and this is a spirit versus being my friend that you claim that you are to me and stepping up in that place and just, you know, having a conversation. But to this day, you don't even know that I know this message was sent out because I'm not slow. I say certain stuff in a certain way that people end up like exposing themselves. So it made me kind of look at everybody in a different way. And I just had to like move off of that. And it was like, okay, I love you always. You know, you're a cool person, but you'll never know this about my life. And I had to pivot and had to really discern how I moved going forward. And it made a lot of people upset because people don't like when you change how you do something. You used to call me about every opinion. You used to call me when you had a breakdown. You used to call me when you got into it about this, that, and the other. But then you stop doing it because people show you, you know, their true selves, and you go, yeah, I'm done. And when I would do certain stuff like that, it then would be thrown back into me about my past, things I shared with them, just like you're doing that thing. We're getting, you know, we're getting the back end of what other people did. And I'm like, they did something and you did the exact same thing. You're no different.
Yeah.
Well, what makes you different? The moment that we get into it, you're listing everything you've ever did for me, how it's a benefit for me to be around you. You're doing everything that this person did. And, you know, well, you know, you took your man back. How you can't take me back? I that was a dumb decision. Where he at now? You know what I'm saying? But that doesn't mean it's okay for you to continue to disrespect me and then just think that because I'm growing as a person, because I'm called into ministry, because I'm growing and developing as a woman, that I have to just take you back in and then go right back to where we are. You know, you show me who you are, and I'm respectively making my distance. I'm respectfully stepping away. I'm respectfully saying, no, this relationship is no longer what I want, and it doesn't serve me any purpose anymore.
I lose respect for the people. I've always been on the receiving end of people coming and telling me something somebody else told them. And I lose respect for that person. Not all, yeah, always. It's most of the times I'm on the receiving end and I'm like, yeah, I lose respect for that person. I know it and I go, yeah, okay, this is why we're not really friends. Because I don't like that. I feel like that's very, very weird. And it's always something that's very personal. It's never like oh, I don't know, like something. What is simple that you wish, like she bought Swedish fish instead of nerds this week. I don't know, but I lose respect for the people who go and tell other people business. Like, and I know I'm not gonna talk to you. Like, I just don't like that.
You can tell a lot about people on how they talk about other people. If you have y'all ever met somebody and they like dogging out their friend and you know all their business and you like. And what? No, my favorite quote is they be like, "Oh, and they'll tell you this themselves. So let them tell me then, because you're the one telling me." Like, I know her whole testimony, and it is not from you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know,
some holes in the story.
Yeah, it's the difference of like go.
No, that's a point. That's a point, honey. Y'all know that the Pretty Little Liars theme song.
Got a secret, can you keep it? Gotta lock it in your
pocket, taking this one to the grave, and show you that I know you're 'cause you can keep a secret if one of them is. That's how you keep a secret. And I think people have relationship blindness. I think people be having relationship blindness the way they be having like makeup blindness. You know how your eyebrows is messy and whatnot, and then as you grow, like them 2016 brows, and now you're like, I don't even do my brows like that because I didn't look right. That be happening in relationships. Like, people don't be able to see themselves as themselves. But if you told the story, it's like when the prophet came to David and was like, "Yo, this man stole that lady's wife. Like, what should we do?" And he like, that man should die. Like you need to kill that man right now. And he's talking about, my guy, that's you. You are him. Oh my God. Like people don't be knowing people
Well,
don't
that
be
is
knowing
true.
until they be, you know what I'm saying? Like sometimes you really be having to do that. But what I notice is that if you tell somebody something, first of all, you have to already know that unless somebody is dead or unless you spoke to God himself, that secret is getting out. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
because, and it might not be that they have the intention to go and share your business. They might not even tell it in a way that it's Dana, or that it's Ariel, that it's Angel. They might
Mm-hmm.
tell it to somebody to help them through a situation. That don't change that your business got out, honey. They just don't
Yeah.
know who business it is. But your business is out there. And now that person goes and tells somebody else the testimony that they now heard to help them get through that difficult situation for themselves. And now your story is national news. Oh my God,
Yeah.
ghetto. But all of
I
that to
told
say,
y'all. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead, David.
people don't be seeing themselves. Like they don't be paying no attention. Like you can never, like people, it's like a mirror. Like my desktop is here and I have a mirror behind my desktop. People stop at the mirror or at the desktop. They see I'm looking at Angel and Ari through the computer. They never look past that to see themselves in Ari and Angel. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because you saw it, because it's something in you that made you recognize it, to be able to put a label on it or anything. You know what I mean? And people don't be
Mm-hmm.
seeing themselves that way.
I
It's
think
ghetto.
taking that and kind of like, I want to take that piece of sugar and put it into another cup. That comes down to people, just really briefly, on when it comes down to putting out certain content. You be when you put out certain stuff, there's a way that you talk, a way that you carry yourself. There may be a look, there's something that gravitates to people that are supposed to be gravitated to you. And I seen this video and this clip, and this guy was like, it's not your business to wonder why they're watching and da da da. Just show up, be you. And the girl kept asking, like, well, what about the fear of worrying? It's like, why are you worrying about how they are going to perceive you? It is not your business on how they perceive you, because you'll never know how they're perceiving you. You can do this, you'll never be in their brain. So when it comes down to just putting that stuff out there, like you said, people gravitate, and like you said, they see you just in the video, and there's something about you, that about themselves, that they may not click on or just mention, but it's something that's just like, I'm here, but there's a million YouTubers, a million content creators, influencers, a million teachers, a million artists, and etc. And we could look at their pictures and put them side by side and say, oh, they're similar. But somebody else who's gravitated to this specific artist versus this specific artist versus this specific artist, we say, oh, she sounds like they're her, she sounds like her, but you like her music and her sound, and she's talking about love just like everybody else is, and heartbreak just like everybody else is, but it brings you to this specific person because of what they're giving off. But us on the other end have to be okay to give off our authentic selves, and know that it's going to frequency and aura and all the deep stuff, it's going to go to who it's supposed to go to. You know what I'm saying? So I say that to say, like, when we're having these moments of like reflection, we're talking about respect, we're talking about relationships, and as you said in the song, one of them is dead, and people change certain stuff. You have to know who your friends are, and you have to be very observing of people and people's patterns. And I've had to say to myself recently, and again, we've had this conversation where I was like, I had to stop being upset that a friend may say something to me, but then be with these people the next day in they face smiling under their comments. And I'm like, what? This doesn't even make any sense. But I had to be okay with this person, and I had to go deeper and say, it's not that they don't love me and that they just playing in my face, but there's more going on with this person. And not that it makes it okay, but I had to make a conscious decision that was like, people are fishing information about me through you. And I had to stop saying certain information where I don't say certain stuff even if I want to. I don't share certain ideas and venture ideas even if I want to, because even though it's not your intention to hurt me, if I tell you something and Dana has a way of getting you to say certain things and point two and two together, she now knows what I'm doing because I didn't share with you a business idea like, oh my gosh, I was just talking to Ari about that. She now knows that you was talking to me about a business that nobody would have knew. So now I don't tell you, you don't know where I'm getting paid to this. Like nobody, I'm talking about to this very day. Like nobody knows every last thing. And I quote this from the bottom of my heart. from the I love listen, mom taught me the best quote of the century. Don't say nothing you don't want to hear back. And there's not one person in this entire world that knows anything about me that I don't mind hearing back. Even my most dirtiest, my most rawest moments, I literally, when I say it, I'm like, okay, if that was to get out about me, yeah, I would be like, dang, that's messed up. But it's nothing that I wouldn't mind hearing back that I wouldn't be able to flip right back and be like, you blew it for yourself. Because
You're finished.
you know what I'm saying? Like, gotcha, because it's one of those things, not that you're plotting and you just don't trust nobody, but it's one of those things where it's like, you got to know people, you got to know their patterns, you got to pay attention to, their strengths and their weaknesses and not use it against them, but just being wisdom. Like, wisdom really is a thing, and it can save you so much in your relationships, because sometimes we have our club friends become our friends that we tell our business to and then be mad when they're on social media talking about us. Sometimes we have that friend that we can confide in and then get upset when they blow back at you and they screaming and yelling. You like, I would have never expected this. No, they can tell you about yourself, but they don't really accept that you can't tell them about themselves. So again, just being able to gauge relationships and being able to know, like, okay, this is a boundary that we don't cross. And once I get to a certain place with people and you do something, I started to like take away this like this wall, like you said, your wall of China. I started to change certain stuff and like giving people little codes to get it through this door. And then I realized y'all fools keep getting over here and y'all blowing up my spot. And I don't like that. Versus this I had in place was in place for a reason. It was doing a very good job. Get back over there. You know what I'm saying? Like, get back over there, please. So I think when it, like we said, when it comes down to respect and friendships and stuff, you have to really be discerning. Don't just be telling y'all business to everybody. Please, 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 please. Don't be just calling everybody your best friend and your homie. And even if you have already started, make sure you're evaluating these things. Like, who are you confiding in? Who are you saying this is my sister? And not just because we're blood, but her character, her confidentiality. If something happened to me right now, is all my secrets going to be now on her blog because she doesn't have to worry about the repercussions of our relationship? Or is it going down to the grave? Like, you know what I'm saying? Where people still don't know these things, rather if you're here or not. And those things are important.
Do y'all think we respect each other? Or do you think we got some work to do?
I think we respect each other.
Well, let me ask this more specific question. Do y'all think I respect y'all?
Yeah, I would say so.
Don?
I think so.
I think you have moments where you don't like respect other people's time and like quietness.
Give me a description.
But like, I already showed you a description yesterday about just your time and it just being loud at just unreasonable times.
It don't be on purpose. I'm gonna work on it, but it don't be on purpose.
Or like just like little stuff that's just like because I never said nothing, but the other day when I was like, oh, can you ride with me to the eye doctor? And then you just drove, and I'm like,
what do you mean?
You drove us to the eye doctor.
You said, can I go with you to the eye doctor?
Exactly, meaning that, can you ride with me to the doctor's office?
When's the last time you've driven with us being together? When's the last time you've driven voluntarily? Exactly.
Exactly. Yes, it was certain sometime recently.
It was on my birthday, and it was because it was my birthday. we have a understanding that I'm the driver.
Yeah, but that day you didn't consider my feelings. I said I invited.
You should have said something.
It's already too late. And then I said, "Do I want to drive?" And I said, "It's cool, Eric. Just sit in the seat."
You should have said something. You should have said, "Ma'am, I was gonna drive." I would have said, "Oh, my bad," because it's a habit. We was at the gas station, and I was putting in the gas, and I was in the passenger seat this day. It was on my birthday, and I walked over to the driver's seat and just opened the door, and she was leaning on the door. But it's a habit because I drive all the time, so it's just a habit to go to the driver's seat. So it's just not like that. It wasn't on purpose. So I'm sorry.
It's okay. I forgive you.
I'm screaming.
But other than that, I think y'all respect me, and I respect y'all. Yeah, I mean, growing up was a little different. You know what I'm saying? Like with the whole of the clothes and all that stuff.
Oh yeah,
that was like
it was no respect around here.
Yeah, all. Like that was
on
just,
both ends.
I don't know. You is not talking.
Who?
You.
Me? What?
With the clothes?
What?
What was your point with the clothes?
I was saying growing up and stuff, I don't think everybody was respectful of people's personal property.
Meaning what, they used to wear it?
Yeah, like y'all used to take my stuff and just wear it.
Well,
I have proof.
I couldn't fit
I
your
have
stuff.
proof.
So it wasn't me.
It don't no.
Oh,
Just
she
'cause you
said so, not
can't-
me.
Just because you can't fit clothes and stuff does not mean that you didn't take other people's stuff. That's what I'm saying. Like y'all, you like taking my stuff, not respecting my space. You probably don't remember, but I do.
That's it. Amen. Okay.
Get the main one.
To
this day.
everything.
To this day.
I, Dana, you know me. To this day, I ask.
You've attempted. You've gotten better. You've gotten better these past few weeks. You've gotten better. It's a situation, but
Better is better. Better is better, but perfection is not.
I used to have indoor garage sales. I used to clean my room and I used to give out
the stuff you didn't want no more. That's the point of the garage sale. You don't want it no more.
You can't be talking, Dana, because you was mean. I was for the scraps. I had the scraps. I had the beaten up pencil.
Because it's a bargain scale. It's a bargain. You gotta get in where you fit in.
I remember when Dana. I remember Dana. I remember, I remember real bad when you was mean.
I'm still mean.
I remember real bad. I'm talking about brand new stuff, tags on it, boxes and just bags full of jewelry, not sharing.
Yes.
Not sharing. Like, no.
Because I just bought it. It hasn't been worn yet. That's kind of the rule. If you're going to borrow my stuff, don't let it be brand new. That's disrespectful. Speaking of respect, that's disrespectful. How you going to wear my stuff before I wear it for the first time?
It's forever.
It's my stuff. It's mine.
Like, that's so rude. That just don't make sense. Like I'm literally sitting there like, dang, I could use a white shirt. A white shirt. No, you better borrow my white stuff. When have I ever had a white shirt?
Because you
because there's not even proof that I've done that.
So since we're months in and you haven't curling iron,
I'm gonna use it.
When? Because it's been months since you got it.
Because I'm trying to do a video with it.
When? It's been months. You got done. You got plenty of time to cut it.
I'm gonna do a video with it. That's why I haven't used it yet.
Okay, I'll give you a week.
You can't give nobody a time frame on their stuff.
No time frame, right? Nah. That's exactly what I'm saying. Because how you gonna put a timeline on me talking about it's brand new in the box? I'm looking at it.
Dana,
talking about you can't get nobody a timeline.
Dana, that was a different era. This is what I'm saying. You went shopping and got all of that stuff, and it was even stuff that you couldn't fit. You wasn't trying. You had 120 scrunchies.
Oh yeah,
and you didn't let nobody use a scrunchie. What, you gonna use them all?
Because y'all never gave them back. Y'all never gave them back.
I ain't gonna lie, I got one of them right here.
Exactly.
I never.
Because y'all never gave them back.
You don't give me a chance to prove myself. That's
because I knew how you was. You trying to show me you different, but based off of how you used to be.
There we go.
Based off of who you was and who you is.
Dana, that's a word. Do you hear that?
Give us the word.
You was so focused on who I used to be.
Don't try to preach to me. Don't try to preach to me, girl. Don't try to do that.
Saying,
because
people be so focused on, oh, you used to steal my stuff when we was younger. I have grown. I have matured.
Did you grow within a couple days?
Huh?
You heard me. Did you grow within days? Within hours? Crickets. That's what I thought. She said, "Who are you to put limits on God?"
Who I was this morning is not who I am right now. Hallelujah.
Amen.
And who I was yesterday is not who I am today. Only God is the one who can change, just like He changed
unchangeable changer.
He can change people just like that. So to not let me use a scrunchie in that white tee and have all them dresses as if you was finna wear them. It's crazy.
I was.
And then here's my thing. I wasn't even trying to take the tags off. Just tuck it. I just needed
just tuck it and put it back.
It's like what's the point of having sisters? I'm influencing. I'm like, oh, I could take some pictures.
That don't hold on. That don't change the fact that you was gonna spray your perfume on my brand new stuff. It was already gonna have a scent on it.
No, it wasn't. Oh, and let's go a little deeper. Don't want to share the shea butter. I'm getting triggered. Hold on.
You for real?
You don't even. You don't get triggered.
Fancy earrings, all this fancy stuff. I'm like, oh, let me see. No, girl, you finna wear every 100. You got 3 sets of 120-piece rings.
Y'all don't bring stuff back to this day. Y'all don't bring stuff back.
Earrings. Oh, you gonna bring?
All right, now don't go.
You don't even wear earrings like that. You don't even wear earrings like that. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
like, you don't even wear like.
Hey, okay. What was the next question?
No, you don't want to get caught out.
But okay. I asked for these.
That's attack.
Did I not?
I don't. You supposed to bring them back. It's a one-use thing.
But this is my thing. Hear me out.
I don't recall.
Is it not bringing back if the person see you like and they don't say nothing? And I'm like, oh, here they are. They're safe. And I put them somewhere, and then I put them back on because I'm like, oh. You don't say
that's
it must be
with the lemonade.
It must be rollover points. No, that lemonade, that lemonade, mad different.
It's the same thing.
I was asleep. No. I never gave my consent that you can take the rest of my lemonade and give it to 3 little people.
But you gave consent the first time.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did. You said, "Go ahead."
Yeah, get a. Oh, okay. But that don't mean you just abuse it. The rest of the lemonade.
But that goes to speak to this. Don't mean you abuse that first yes.
You want the earrings back?
Not right now.
You want it back? You trying to get it to you? I took it right now.
You've been taking my ears because you finna put them in your second hole.
No, but I'm just proving a point.
I got 3 hoes.
I'm just
anyway, dog. We trying to let's make sure.
Move on.
Get back on the topic.
But that speaks back to kind of like the topic of like when Dana was talking about the bricks. The bricks on time when you wait 30 years to put the brick on, when it's like you should have put the brick on when the paint or the concrete whatever was wet.
Yeah, and I also feel like there's once you get to certain relationships and certain points of relationships, some stuff don't need to be discussed. We just know.
No.
Yeah. But I thought that was the point about you set the boundary.
No, she's not getting away with this. No,
because there be moments where I'm like, oh, I'm finna do something real quick. And Angel got like a little sweater or something. I'm like, oh, let me pop it on. But we got a system. She can wear one of my sweaters too.
You ain't even got no sweaters.
We don't wear the same size. So I'm like, I don't really think this is a fair comparison.
But that's what I'm supposed to do.
Okay, well,
not wear it. If you got the sweaters, wear your own sweater. Like, wear your sweater.
No, Daniel does not have a right to any of my stuff. He needs permission. He should have never drunk that lemonade because he knew good and well it was something else to drink. He did. I said, now why would you say yes to lemonade when you know you could have got you a pineapple coconut?
And he can say it don't matter to him.
He just like, I got 2 cups now. Like, I'm sitting over here thirsty.
Now you got 2 cups.
He did.
Okay, let's get back on topic.
Let's go. All right.
You go wear this lemonade out, honey.
Yeah, because again.
We leave it alone. Please.
I'm done with it. It's okay to be disrespected. Somebody still not replenish what they use. It's fine. Okay. I'm done with it. That's like somebody using all your body wash. You go, oh, I'm gonna get you some more. Not the same kind, baby, a bar.
Yeah, no, that's
and then
crazy.
Never give you no more soap.
You
come in there.
You come in the house with Irish Spring. You come in the
exactly. Got you some best. Like, excuse me. That's messed up.
Some dial.
That's insane.
You like not the native. I bought native, and you talking about some people can bring me some Irish Spring.
No, dating y'all.
They smell real close.
Y'all know that cocoa butter from Dollar Tree that's like real watery. That's like coming back with that. Using all your lotion and come back with that. You
using my EO. I had to slap somebody.
Ain't making a thing.
And it leave that weird feeling too.
Water. It's water. You better die your
like, be for real.
Well, to get back on topic, I did want to kind of bring this up. Like earlier, Dana, you had said like one of us had said like she was mean, but now Dana is a lot more respectful.
No, we're talking about this. No, I'm just like, go ahead.
I'm getting to a point. You just an example. But Dana was mean back then, but now she just has boundaries.
Give me an example.
And sometimes when you have boundaries, what?
Give me an example. How was I mean?
It was just the way you was doing stuff.
I think it was she had boundaries. It was her tone was just nasty.
Yeah, the way you approached it was just it was mean. It was just like you could have did this in a nicer tone or said it.
It would be like this is an example. This might have not even ever happened. But Dana is one of those like can you give me some tea? Like how would that go? Like Dana, can you make me some tea too? Don't you see me making one cup? Like, don't you see me making one cup? No. And you like, but you already making one cup. This what's it called? Girl with a little sugar. Bye. And pour the rest of the sugar in. Like, it's just like
bye. But she would have. Well, I'm thinking of Dana.
I would never say bye. Bye.
I'm thinking of Dana now. Dana now is it still could be perceived as mean, but she's a little bit more courteous with her.
She now as woman of God in the sentence.
Yes,
woman of God. You just see me sitting here,
a drop of water left in this pot.
I mean, I would if I I would, but
you should have asked me earlier.
I'm already done. Now I'm walking out the kitchen. You like,
and she's still stirring the sugar.
But the tea up there in the cabinet, you're more than welcome to use it.
If you use a glass of sugar, headache.
But sometimes it can come off mean, and I know lately I haven't been perceived as mean, but like, well, yeah, y'all say it a lot lately, like, Angel, you're mean. It's just like, no, sometimes I just don't want to do stuff.
I never said that.
What?
I have never said that.
No, you say it a lot lately. Okay, so now I'm delusional. I don't like this.
And we ain't never said you mean.
No, I said you and your mama.
I said
yeah, take me out of it.
Yeah, you said in the morning you're mean.
Yeah, that you is mean.
I'm not mean. I'm just I'm not a morning person.
The other day she just yelled at me in the morning. I apologize. Talking about something. I'm sorry, I was just tired. I said something good. I know. I said, you know what? Stay asleep. You know what? Just go back to bed. Angel, when you get
like
sleepy,
when I say
you
no
get
about
mean. Like you know how people get hangry, you get slangry, like sleepy. Like when you're tired, it's not no. You're like, what? You know what I'm saying? Like on your birthday when you didn't know Tay was here, and it was like did you tell her I'm asleep? I'm coming, and it was just like, but she didn't know there was a surprise downstairs. We were surprising you with our brother.
Okay, well, in other circumstances,
and she like.
Okay.
Doing cake at 2 a.m. I
didn't say all that. You gassing it. I did not say all that. Well, I'm saying in other circumstances when I say no about certain things, like if I'm making turkey, if I'm making me some ground turkey and I'm making me a meal, sometimes you'll just be like, I see around here we ain't feeding people. You just make it seem like I'm the meanest person in the world, and then I feel bad because I'm like, dang, maybe I should have made her a meal.
So I'm manipulating you. That's what you're trying to say.
I'm saying you're just saying your mannerisms. You're saying I'm mean. And
I don't think that's
you
me
said it in
saying
certain
you
words.
mean.
In certain
no, that's me saying, dang, you forgetting about me. That's not saying you're mean. That's me saying like, dang, just feed yourself then. Let me starve because I feed y'all.
Aaron, please don't start this with me. Because when's the last time? Besides yesterday.
I offered everybody a plate. I made some butter noodles.
Even then, you was talking about some. I mean, if you want some, it's just a little noodle and a little.
Yeah, because I don't eat a lot. Everybody, you can. When she made macaroni and cheese last night, you can grab your plate. I can't eat that stuff, so I have to think about Ari tomorrow. Okay. I'm a single mom. What do you?
Come on, Reba, go ahead. I'm a single mom who works 2 jobs.
Don't pull that over. Daniel eats faithfully every night. He eats faithfully every night. You're so annoying. Hey man, I feel like this is the hey man. Well,
we got things to work on. Gross.
Well, the point of the story is, respect the people around you. Respect the boundaries.
I think something that I've gained respect for you guys, like individually with, it's always, I feel like, and I seen this on Instagram. I mean, not Instagram. I don't be on Instagram. On TikTok. And I seen it was like this post that was pretty much saying like, when you get like this new respect for your siblings, because y'all will stand up for stuff that I would be in my head like, that doesn't, no way. Like I think like when it was just like if Angel or mom, Dana gets into it like with mom or something, and they state their opinions, I'd be really sitting there flabbergasted like, oh, you gonna tell her no? Like I'll be on the phone like, oh, you finna call mom back? Like you finna call her back? Like no, she needs a second to really think about her actions. Wait, mom, like mom, like you for real? And Dana like, yes, I'm not calling her. I need to protect my peace. Blah, 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 blah. Like, so you telling me? Okay, wait. Say it again. Where meanwhile, for me, that's just not how I'm programmed. Like that's not. So I'll look at y'all when y'all handle certain situations, because even like a conversation, it was like a while ago when Angel was a little younger. She told mom, she said, she just doesn't understand me. I don't think she's listening. Like she's not listening. I'm sitting there looking at her. Tell mom, listen. I said,
oh, this is in the same. Oh,
I said,
oh yeah, girl.
I said you just gonna. I said you just gonna tell her how you feel. That's like you're just going there and ripping the band-aid off. Like Dana is the one who Dana really gets me. Dana really gets me. I be sitting there like, oh, you're not gonna answer? No.
And it's consistent. It's when she lived here and when she left. It's all across the board, and I received that. Lord, give me that strength and that.
Because one thing you're not gonna do is manipulate me. You can't tell me no. You can't tell me. Somebody in the comments said one thing their mom says is, "Don't cry when I die." Every time she mad. Yeah, you can't do that to me. I'm not about to hear for this. No, because why are you talking about death in your life?
Meanwhile, Aries sitting there 3 hours in the conversation, like, no, it's really,
no,
it's not like that. You have to understand how Dana is saying. Like I'm interpreting for them, and then don't let Dana be on the phone. She's like, no, no,
we're trying to get out of here.
No, that is not. I'm sitting here like we are there. And then my brother Damon was the first one to ever.
Oh my God! We used to have. Honestly, I took my inspiration from him. I sure did. I took my inspiration from him. I sure did.
And Damon would be the one, when they be like, you fed us McDonald's when you made you some steak and potatoes. And you're just sitting there like, Damon, we ate. It's like, no, that's how in the world I'm sitting there like. I'm like, the meeting was almost done.
Yo, that man. Crazy. All you had to say was yes, ma'am. I'm like, but she didn't make no sense.
I tell everybody, okay, this is what you do. So she's gonna come in with an attitude. So just go ahead and start cleaning up the house. So then I'm trying to give everybody the strategy to what's called. No, I'm not cleaning that. It's not all week in the kitchen. This is not the time to be doing that. Everybody just start doing something.
Heavy on this, not my week in the kitchen. Heavy, but very heavy on this, not my week.
Things flow into my like what I do in current relationships and stuff now that I'm having to unlearn. And having to teach people how I want to be treated because they're so used to me just doing the non-confrontational route. That's like, oh, well, that's fine. We'll just go with that versus like, no, I don't like that. That doesn't make any sense. That's stupid. I'm not going. She's not invited. I'm not her friend. You can't make us talk. No, and it's like,
somebody has said on this. I don't know if y'all seen it, but I think it went viral. But this girl, she was like, "I'm not tiptoeing around people's triggers anymore," and that is such a huge thing that we have done.
That's good.
Because I don't do it. I don't care. You need to go to God about that. You need to surrender it. Because what do you want me to do? What would you like for me to do?
No, for real.
We can't talk about parents because your mama left you. Like, what? That don't even make like. How does that affect me having a mother who's still around? Like, that just don't make no sense. So you need to go somewhere else and bubble wrap yourself in there, because what do you want us to do?
And
what would you like for me to do?
It creates an anxious environment because you're like, oh, well, I don't know if I should say, you know, like
everybody walking on eggshells. Yeah, like y'all need to be serious. You need to be serious.
And that stuff is not
fun. But okay. Let me say this. I will say this. One thing I've always been willing to do is stand on the consequences of my standpoint. So somebody was like, they used to stand on business and now their relationship with their mother is really good. And that's true. But it's also, me and mom don't talk about certain things. Like we just don't talk about it. And if we so happen to have a slip up and we disagree, I cataloged it to go, ooh, how did you get there? Don't do that again. Because what we're not going to do is that again. You know what I mean? But I've always been willing to stand on the consequences of action. There was a moment where somebody wanted something from me really bad, and they were willing to go, oh, are you willing to destroy the relationship over this? Yes. Because it wouldn't be my choice. It would be your choice. Yes. Because I was telling the person, like, it's not my choice. So if that's what you want to do, you go ahead and make that decision. That's not what I want. I wouldn't choose that if that were the option that you were giving me, but it doesn't sound like you're giving me an option. So I guess that's what it's going to be. So what I'm saying that is, when you start to become a person who will enforce your boundary and you start to set parameters around it, like, if you do this thing, we're not going to be friends anymore. Don't back out of that, because you got to be a man or a woman of your word. You know what I'm saying? That's all you really got. You know what I'm saying? So you have to be somebody who's going to follow through, because otherwise you making empty threats. And it don't mean nothing. If you go, I'm going to pop you, and you never pop them, that child's going to do it again. He don't respect you.
Wow. I do that a lot.
You hear it, don't you? She hear it. That's that auntie in her.
Yeah, that's me.
Like, Daniel,
you do it one more time.
For real.
I'm going to cut them toes.
I'm going to pop you, little boy. He looking at her like.
And he go,
okay, auntie.
No, I pop him first. Yeah, I pop him first. Because we're not going to do that. So next time I ask you, you'll be for real.
If Angel popped up, I guarantee you she making brownies from scratch that night, cooking dinner.
She'll be crying too. Guys, it hurt me more than it hurt you.
Alright, that just makes me sound like a punk.
You just y'all like some great aunties. I give you that. Where Dana gonna look at Daniel and say, I don't care about your attitude. You gonna eat this pizza or not? Starve. I don't care. And you just go. But then she like eat that pizza. But Daniel brings out, like, as a sister, Daniel brings out so many different, like, versions of my sisters and my brothers that just be like, because even Juliet, like, it'll just be like, oh, can you lay with him? I'm not laying with him. What? Then you go down there and she like, like, and he's sitting there like, thank you, Julie. And I'm just sitting there like, he's really playing like, Daniel, be for real. When I was in school and stuff, Dana, when she was watching him, like, while I was in school and stuff, it was like the same thing. Daniel was all over in that bed. She like, he can't sleep with me no more. Da da da. Come on, Neo. Nepito. Neo. He laid in the bed. Miguel. Spread out, just like he sleeps horrible, but he's always in somebody's bed.
He still does.
Horrible sleeper. Oh my god.
Yeah, Daniel sleeps horrible. I can't.
He's banned from my bed. That's why when we have movie nights and stuff and he sleep over, he be having to have sleep on the air mattress. You can't do all that, brother. Yeah.
You gotta sleep by yourself, my guy.
We want you to be the big spoon. He want to be a starfish.
He got too many demands.
Yeah, and I cannot do.
Too many.
But I be still sitting there like, and I catch myself that I be like picking him up. I be like, Eric, you gotta stand on business right here. It's all cute and fun and games till he 18. He's like, no. I wish he would. Boy, you think I'm 5'7" now? I'm gonna be 6'3".
Please. Please. Okay. Amen.
What? What?
I'm saying like when you think your mom's short, because I'm like if I'm 5'7" now and you like he like 5'1".
He's
You are
like
not
4'11".
5'7".
Okay, so but yeah, I think
I was confused about the whole situation because
with everybody on the internet. Yes, I am.
You're not. I've said it multiple times that she's not, but she keeps claiming it until she believe it. I mean, that's her business. But
amen.
I know what my
Seeing
license
is believing.
The delusion is kicking in.
I know what my license say, but hey.
Okay. Well, I want to ask one more question. I don't know if it was calling, but I want to ask. I wrote it on my sticky note. Let me grab it. Sorry. I wrote, people don't respect your opinion / advice. So
stop giving it. I'm sorry, you wasn't.
That wasn't the question, but I mean that would have eventually been the question. So,
Go ahead.
I mean, I feel like that's a better question then, but she already answered.
Rewind it. No, rewind it. Go ahead, because I okay.
I was gonna say, do y'all have people that is still in your life whose opinions and advice that you don't respect?
Opinions like
yes.
We don't don't respect their opinions and advice.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yes, depends on the topic. You couldn't tell me what to do in a relationship. I seen your man. Oh no, like that don't even make sense.
Like be serious. First of all, you see him every night, and then you felt comfortable coming to give me advice. Like you need to be for real.
Like that don't even make sense. Like you don't even talk to your sisters. Like what you think I'm gonna listen to you for? Like I'll take it like with a little grain of salt. Like okay. You know what I'm saying? We was not raised the same. No, I'm good.
So that's.
I don't want it at all. I'm not taking it.
But if they're talking, you just looking at them like, I'm not gonna listen. You listen, but you know what I'm saying. But I'm saying like you just go.
No, I don't stick around in conversations that I'm not interested in hearing.
Oh
no,
I got things work on. I'm sitting there like,
yeah, no, I'm not staying.
So with that,
somebody said, "How you gonna tell me to keep my car and you lost 5?"
That's good,
but that's why I be now with certain stuff. That's why I check myself with trying to give certain advice with certain things. I've stopped trying to give advice with certain things because I know I don't have experience or I don't completely understand in that certain area, and I know I have some things to offer, but I just don't want to take the risk of leading somebody in the wrong place because of that. That makes sense. So. Yeah.
I think that's like I feel like that can lead into like something else because I know for me when I think of that kind of question, I think of just like how can I show you how to become an influencer if I feel like I'm not really in my influencer era right now. You know what I'm saying? But it's like I'm dealing with like my own imposter syndrome and feeling like I'm unflopping and I'm and I also feel like again you have to use discernment and wisdom, but here's an example is everybody is not at their level of wealth that we know that we're going to reach, but there's insight that you give and that you give that help me. You know what I'm saying? There's stuff that other people can give you that can be like, but it just comes down to the people and the what's it called and certain things. But when we're talking about your man keep cheating on you, you keep taking a bag, you know what I'm saying? You get in Tina Turner, X, Y, and Z. You may have advice for me what not to do, but then I wouldn't take from what you saying to me and say like I don't know. It's a balance with it. Like you gotta when you doing life, you gotta really like do that boy. You know what I'm saying? You gotta really like
I say like as the person who is receiving advice, you have to be wise enough to hear God in everybody.
Amen. There you go.
That's the first blanket statement. Now, secondly, if you're only taking advice from somebody who does not have the proof of what they're saying, then you're now the fool. That makes sense? You're a fool if you can't hear the wisdom inside of a fool, and you're also a fool if you only take the fool's advice.
Ooh, that's good. Put that on a t-shirt. That's
Like,
good.
yeah, like, because sometimes,
Yeah.
and then there's some things that aren't necessarily proven, if that makes sense. Like, there is, but there is not. Because somebody brought up a relationship with God. Like, not everybody is going to be a pastor with the church to prove that they have spiritual ranking. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
I know a story of a man who used to be a construction worker, and he went on some like random nomad type stuff throughout the country. You know what I mean? But I'm hearing stories about the great works that God did through this man, but he wasn't much to look at. You know what I mean? And he was literate. He couldn't read or write. You know what I mean? So based off of the appearance, you go, how am I supposed to talk to you about communicating with God and you can't even communicate your feelings on a journal? You know what I mean? That was a little harsh, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, like
that's somebody you would take advice from.
What was Floyd Mayweather?
Precisely, but the man is so
He has money, but
successful,
he can't
and
read.
so
Oh.
right, because he can pay somebody to read it for him. You know what I mean? Like, anyway, my point is that you have to be able to see and discern God in everybody, because God will use anybody. John the Baptist looked like a homeless man. He lived I need you to like really think about this. He lived in the wilderness and was eating honey and bugs. That was your diet? I'm scared of him, because why are you eating bugs? And they wasn't like little bugs. Like, them things were huge. Like, them things were huge. That's what, like it's chicken. Like, that's what you. And then it did say you was cooking it. Were you eating them raw? Like,
he probably wasn't in shape. No.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you lived in the wilderness. Like, that's where you was always at. There was no shower. There was no public baths. There was no, because, at the time, my point is that was the man who Jesus had to go through to fulfill all righteousness. So if you only look at people based on the outward appearance of what you know of them, then you'll miss God in somebody based off of that. You know what I mean? So just be careful with having such a strong opinion about that. So you just have to look at the fruit of somebody, and it won't always be that they look, because John was blessed of God. He says no man born of a woman is greater than John the Baptist. We thank God we're not born of women like that, because we are born of the Spirit. Hallelujah. But no man who was born of a woman is greater than John the Baptist. That's the Lord Jesus saying that. You know what I'm saying? That was a great man who was craziness to look at. You know what I mean? But he looked good. Mary, she was blessed of all. She's blessed and favored among all women, meaning even us. She's blessed and favored among all women, because she carried she carried Jesus. But they were about to talk about her. Joseph didn't want to marry her because he was like, where did this baby come from? You know what I mean? Like, it was about to be so quick that opinion of her was about to shift. You see what I'm saying? So you also have to be careful, because sometimes God will hide himself in what looks like nothing, so that he can see if you discern that it was him.
Yeah, his friends. Someone said, didn't Job get lectured by some men after getting mad at God? And it was his
Sure
son.
did. And guess what they got? Leprosy. Leprosy. And Job had to pray for him.
You have to,
because really Job had leprosy.
Wisdom. Yeah. You gotta use wisdom in these things. And again, like I said, life is just like, you gotta, on this journey, on your walk, on whatever, you have to literally, of course, like we say, you have to be wise, you have to be daring, you have to be bold, you have to heal, you got to be so for real. And it's a daily work. It's something that you have to constantly work at. It's like with respect. If you don't have respect for yourself, you have to work on those things with trusting yourself. When you say something, that you mean it. Like, if I say I'm going to do something, if I say I'm going to show up, if I say I'm going to actively work on something, then I'm going to do that very thing.
Wow, this is
okay.
Good.
Let's give some more steps before we close out. Some more steps on how, before you can get even to the place of trusting somebody else, how do you get to the point of having that trust and that respect for yourself? So one thing Ari just said was being a person of your word for yourself. If you say I'm gonna get up right now, you need to get up now. That's one way to build respect for yourself. What's some other ways?
When you say you're gonna get up right now, you got to do to go even deeper. You can do the 5-second method within 5 seconds. So I'm about to get up and just go ahead and edit this video. 1, 2, 3, 4. Like, literally just getting up in that instance, like, and doing those things, as well as I think journaling is something that can help too. Being able to reflect on like your growth, because sometimes we don't be noticing like I think for me, I had to really look at the worst case scenario of when I stood on business and I was being confident and I trusted myself on a decision that I made, meaning like a decision that I feel very confident in, that I feel like a lot of people that I cared about just did not like it, was when I first moved to Philly. Although it did not go how it was like a why, but I literally had to, I had to do it, and I had to stand on my decision and follow it through to the fullness of it. And although things didn't go how they, like how I may have intended, etc., I also had to stand on the very same decision that was like for the betterment of me, Ariana, not your story, not your opinion of my story, not your perception, not your projection of the story of Ariana. For me, it's time for me to go back to Georgia. I don't care if I look scary. I don't care if I look weak. I don't care if you want to say disobedience. To this day, this is my story. This is what I believe, and this is what I'm standing on, that God told me to do. And it can just be little things of just like, sometimes we think when God tells us to do something, it's like, oh, he said pray for this girl, but it might just be telling her that her outfit looks nice. It might just be putting down the window and saying, you look really pretty. It is so many different things that you can start doing that can start building up your confidence and building up that respect that that you have for yourself, and training up in the word, having his word in you and knowing who he is, how he cares about you, and his way of respect, like how he respects us and how he expects us to respect him, is how you'll be able to respect the rest of his creation and be able to demand that same respect.
That's good.
Very good, minister. Very good.
I
Be
feel like that was
preaching.
everything that needed to be said.
I'm cracking up.
That's
So
good.
that's what I would advise. Again, it's a daily work, and you got to really fall in love with the journey and have people around you that can support you. People around you that in those days where you flat on your face and you're crying, and they can say, "Come on, get up." You know what I'm saying? Woman of God, like
Stand
you need
up.
to get in prayer. You like, oh yeah, I'm gonna pray. No, right now you need a second. Amen. You know what I'm saying? Like you need a
My
second.
God,
Don't
you
get
need to
into
be
it
in
right
prayer.
now, and you gotta do it. But how can you expect people to respect you and you don't respect yourself? Like you start talking to somebody and instantly you throw out your routine. You now staying up late, but you've been waking up at 6 o'clock in the morning every day, but now you met this new guy and you're on the phone till 3 a.m. You done missed the day of your workout. Oh, but it's nothing. You know what I'm saying? But like you're already putting things to the side and moving things around for somebody else who you don't even know is temporary or permanent, and you expect him to respect you a certain way, but you came in and let's use one night stands as an example. You came in, you gave him the school, and when you did that, you didn't understand, like when you told him to take you on dates and stuff, but you've been fine with Netflix and chilling for the past 3 months, and then wondering like why. But it's like there's a certain way to carry yourself. There's a certain way to respect to demand certain things and still be graceful with it. Demand certain things and not have to be nasty or haughty about it or think that you're arrogant. And there's wisdom to know when people try to use those very same terms against you to get you to step out of the respect that you've been put in place for yourself. Because they will. Friends, etc. Like, oh my gosh, girl, you're being such a snob. You just think you all that, like da da da. Oh my gosh, you're so boring now. You so this, you're so that. And so now, but you know what you've worked so hard to get to a certain point that you like, no, like you don't talk to me like that. I don't care if I used to let you call me a B back in the
Them
day. That's not how I
boundaries.
want you to talk. Like, and so you gotta respect it. It's like, okay, oh, and then you got those friends that make little jokes stuff, be like, oh, hold on, she don't like me say that word, and then the word's not being said because they're standing on what you said. No, I'll leave. I'll go home. Like I'm uncomfortable. I don't like this.
Spell it.
Like that. Like that's it. So
Well, that's very good. That's very
Yeah.
good advice. Wow. Anybody else got any other things? No.
someone I did see a question and someone said, "What's a moment God has humbled each of you?"
I'll say recently, like it's humbling. I don't think it. I think I understand the question, but I wanna say it like this: humble. To be humble is our responsibility, and I think God will present us opportunities for us to take up the place of humility. And if we take it, then we can say that God created opportunity for us to humble ourselves. But recently, let me just say that thing. Um, I have a lot of something.
Huh?
It's the echo.
No, no.
Yeah.
Oh, my
No,
bad.
no.
It threw me off something terrible. And you think okay? Anyway, sorry.
You
I
still
got
here?
so distracted because it threw me off. Just so
You still
anyway,
hear it?
okay.
You still hear it?
It's when I speak to you.
Still.
Okay, let me just answer the question because you are so annoying. Like, okay, but anyway, recently, um, at church, this we got asked to not help out anymore in a certain area, and so which is fine. They are well within their rights to ask that. It was another ministry that asked us of that, and it really hurt my heart, not my feelings, but it hurt my heart because I'm like, dang, we just want to help. You know what I mean? Like we're trying to help, da da da. And it wasn't offense. I don't want anybody to hear it and go, oh, you got offended. No, no, no. My heart hurt for them knowing what will happen because we took a step back. Because I said okay, and I took a full step back. I will respect your boundary 100%. You asked us not to, and we won't in any way. But what's going to happen is they're going to realize the areas that we've stepped in for them, and the trickle down effect is not going to be a pleasant feeling for them when they start to get the reports of this happened, this happened, this happened. And so because it has effects, it has, and not like effects, like this stuff can be very detrimental if this stuff it does not get corrected. The error that I made and that the people who were helping me made in that role was that we covered the hole and patched it without the owner knowing that there was a hole, or if they did know it was a hole, they never got the opportunity to truly fix the hole. The humility in this example for me was you have to take a step back. It doesn't matter if your heart is right. It doesn't matter if your intentions were pure. It doesn't matter whatever you thought. And none of that matters. This is what they want. So you have to humble yourself by removing yourself. Okay. And I also realized that it could be a place of pride or a place where the enemy could take advantage of and make me jaded towards helping. You know what I mean? Where now I'm like, I'm not gonna help nobody. That so quickly could that happen. But I had to see the opportunity that God presented in that to go like, no, not only is it an opportunity for you to move on and elevate because this is not your role, and I now have something better for you here, which and God bless it. But it's also an opportunity for them to grow and elevate in their area because of this thing. And so all things work for the good of everybody. But it was really hard actually. Because I'm like, I just want everybody to succeed. You know what I mean? But if Ari, you have to be a mother to Dan, and you're a great one. I'm not saying you're not. I'm saying like there's some conversations I can't have with Dan. There's some conversations you cannot have with Dan because that's your role as his mother. And if I take that from you, my heart might hurt because it's my nephew. Yeah. Not that I'm offended that you took that opportunity because it was never my opportunity. But in wanting to help you and be a part of your village, I rob you now of the opportunity to humble yourself and need help, or you know what I mean, or to elevate without the help, whatever it is. But that was really hard. I was definitely humbled through that for sure.
Amen. I think for me recently.
Go
ahead.
And I also got to experience people's view of me when they weren't hiding behind niceties. And that was humbling too, because of y'all know my personality. I'm very much like, let's talk about it, like what's the issue, you know what I mean? And so hearing, and this is that, I'm not saying this is connected to the situation, I'm saying all of this is happening at the same time. So hearing like, oh, this person is saying this but meaning this, where did that come from? You know what I mean? And so that was something also. One, not saying nothing, choosing not to say nothing, choosing to remain in humility and go, hey man. And then also being like, dang, like maybe you view these people too highly. Not that you place them on pedestals, but you also have to realize these are still people, and people feel different ways. People feel offended like you could. People don't want to be humbled in the same way you might not want to be humbled. People experience pride in the same way you do. Everything that you're making sure that you don't experience, they could be experiencing it in a different way because it will look different per every person. What's a pride point for me won't be a pride point for you. because it looks different. You know what I mean? So that was humbling also. But especially like the you thought that like that's what you think that we're doing and oh okay. Yeah, so that was I was like, oh okay. Okay.
Well, I think for me, mine was recent. It was like a few days ago. My humbling moment. Recently, I feel like I've been humbled in a sense. Um, I've realized that even if I'm right, or even if I feel like I'm right, sometimes I kind of have to. I don't always have to say everything I want, everything I want and I need, or feel like I'm. Sorry, I don't have to say everything I feel that is right, because it can cause more damage than good. And I think that's something I'm kind of realizing that God has kind of been humbling me in. Is I feel like I have more freedom to just go, well, this is how I feel, you know what I'm saying? Because I tend to build up and end up exploding because I hold stuff in. I've been learning to have a balance of like, okay, sometimes using wisdom, literally learning how to use wisdom. Like sometimes you speak up, sometimes you don't, sometimes you say it in certain ways. And so I think it's just been a humbling experience of recently had a disagreement with somebody, and they just my opinion was wrong, but I had to choose to take the wise route and go, you know what? It's, let it be, you know. Let it be.
Amen.
Let it go.
It ain't
Let it
fun.
go.
It ain't fun,
I would
but
say for me that is a constant cycle of humbling that I keep going through is my finances. And I know for me, when it comes to my finances, the dependence of my talent, my hustle, and my ability to, if I set my mind to something, I can do it. And God really showing me that when He tells me something, He's going to do it. So, although you may be
Mhm.
used to a certain way of how I may have handled things, I'm going to show you how I handle things and how I take care of you. And so, I have my times where I put my hand in it and I'm like, oh, let me do this real quick. You know what I'm saying? And he'll literally like, okay, go ahead. No. And it's like I used to be so strong minded of like, no, like if I'm trying to make if I set a financial goal, I'm gonna hit it. I'm just gonna work. Like I'm gonna hustle, 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 hustle. Like I know what to do already. I'm blessed. Like I got this already. Like all I gotta do is show up. Is nothing. And then it's like to say that God will slow down certain things. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's like from being able to produce 30 videos in one day if I really wanted to literally like slowing
Mhm.
me down and having me focus on other things, focusing on the intentionality of my relationships and really slowing me down because I was so fast paced and so money hungry, so power hungry, just so trying to become who I'm like, I know I'm this star, da da da, that I had to take like a seat back. And that's why I always say like in the time that I stepped away from my platforms and wasn't consistent, it wasn't because I had wanted to. A lot of times it would be moments where I'm like, I'm not supposed to be posting. This like it's not for me to do. And I'm like, and I remember going to prayer like, God, if I'm not posting and I, I still get the residual income is coming, but I'm like, if my page not popping how it used to, how am I gonna take care of these bills? What about Daniel? What about this, that, and the other? And he's like, look at how I'm going to do it. And so now I end up getting this dependence not on my ability and not on my resources and not on my mom and not on my friends and not on, but literally like a true dependence on him, where the roof over my head, the food that's in my stomach has all came from him, where I be literally shocked that things are getting taken care of in a way. And it's very humbling because for someone that is on a platform where people are looking at you from the outside in, it's like you're kind of going backwards. Like your life is like downgraded and bad. Like you're not really progressing how we want. And I'm sitting here like, I don't know how these bills keep getting paid. Like in Philly, I did not work. I did not post. I probably had maybe like I want to say maybe 10 videos within the whole year that I genuinely was posting. And in those, I wasn't getting no crazy views all the time. But then I would be sensitive, and there was moments in certain seasons that I would do a video, and I'm like, I feel like this is what I should just do, and I would do it, and it's my highest view one that I've got in months, or a video that literally had the most. I'm talking about for me to have 1 million subscribers, etc. Like 4,000 views, making me like $200, and I'm like, how is this little? And so it was just like, you so worried about the numbers, about If you got 80,000, if as this a million channel, you should be hitting at anything 500K, 80K, X, Y, Z. But look what I'm doing it this way. And so a video I had did, and I was promoting this product. In this one video, to this day, it literally still has like less than 6,000 views. Not only did I sell multiple of this product that made me over $200, the video itself ended up making me $200 like 200. And it was just like how did something where I have videos that have 1,000,000 plus views and I've made $50 off of them. I have videos that have made, thousands and hundreds of views that you can look like, oh man, this is when you was popping, and you go look at how much over time I've made on this specific video, and it's maybe like, oh, 1,000, 2,000. But then you look at the videos that I have now that are not the same in comparison by a long shot, but I had to literally become so dependent on God to take care of every little thing I need. There was times where people was just like, hey, I was led to go get Daniel all the school supplies that he needed. And I'm like, huh? There was times where I couldn't afford certain stuff, and I'm like, how can I not afford this? Like, what the heck? You're airy. What the heck is going on? And it's like, trust me. And it's like, you'll go do certain stuff. And I'll kid y'all not. It was this one time I was like, I'm talking about pockets was sitting. I said, I didn't pay what I need to pay. I said, Lord, I've been doing my tithes and offering. I've been doing a good job. I've been doing what I need to do, X, Y, and Z, X, Y, and Z. And literally, I kid you not, I go into prayer, I'm praying, and the most unexpected person I would have ever thought, to this day, I still be shocked, to the very day after we said amen. Because it was me, my best friend, and her grandmother. And we were all praying in the house, and she was just speaking over my life, etc. And right when we said amen, her and her grandmother go get in the car. When they're getting in the car, putting their seatbelts on, I run out, no shoes on. I say, you would never believe the Cash App request that was just sent to me. Like, and it was just like money was coming in so many unorthodox ways. And sometimes I would get enough that would overflow where I can go do little stuff like, okay, girl, we finna go to Thailand. We finna what's it called? And they'll be like, don't touch it. Go do this. And I'm like, okay, well, that means if I get my last $30, he finna bless me with like 300K, and then it'll be like 3 months, and I have nothing else coming in except for what I'm used to. Like, okay, but he was literally taking care of everything. I'm talking about, however stuff was getting paid, I kid you not, it was all God. And although I used to be so frustrated, like, where's the abundance? Like, I'm supposed to be in Tokyo right now. I'm supposed to be in my, you know what I'm saying? Like, buy myself a Birkin, forget him in, you know what I'm saying? He a bonus, but I'm supposed to be, doing this stuff for myself. And God really had to humble me and show me that I wasn't in control of nothing. He was. And he's going to do stuff in ways that I can never even think or imagine. Like, he's going to show me new ways how to do it. And there's times that I activate that faith, and there's some times where I deactivate the faith because I'm scared, and I'm like perceiving, and I'm worried about the perception of other people, which I spoke about even earlier today when I was talking to my supporters. And I'm like, this is something that I've allowed to kind of keep me. But even as I'm speaking now, it's like, when I've been bold in my faith, and bold in when I know God is speaking to me and telling me to do a certain thing, I've seen him work his hand. I've seen his miraculous ways. I've seen him show out in the most unexpected people. I've seen him in my own life where you go to a store and somebody hands you $40 and you like, what is this for? And it's like, baby girl, just keep it. And you like, oh, he must want my number or something. What do you mean, baby girl, just keep it? You know what I'm saying? Or you go to certain places and it's like, oh, the person that took care of it. And you like, huh? Or literally sitting there like, I don't have enough to get me and this person something. And then get there and you got it. Like, you go check your account and it's like, go check your account, and the bank then disputed 5 things you wasn't even expecting to be disputed. Or you went and called disputed something and they're like, oh yeah, it's gonna take like 5-8 days. And I'm like, somebody just took $800 out of my account. I don't even know who this person is. Like, what do you mean? And literally getting it right back when they're saying it's gonna be a couple days, and you got it back in 2 hours. So I've seen his hand work, but he had to really like you said, pull me out and sit me down and show me, like, you can have 40 people in here and you so used to 400. You can have 400 people in here and you so used to 4,000, but I can do so much with 4. I can do so much with 3 fishes. I can do so much with 2 loaves, but you have to trust me and have faith that I'm going to do it. And so he had to show me outside of my platform that he was going to provide for me. And so when I was getting discouraged by my numbers and stuff, and even now I'll post something, I'm just like, how did this even make this? And you'll go look at a video like, you ain't posted consistently at all. You finally posted a video, and this one video, not even at hundreds of thousands of views, that made you $80. And you like, how? Like, I just put something that was in my camera that I was just doing, but and I didn't pay for nothing on that I just did when I was out. And it's like everything's being taken care of, but my pride also rises up where I'm like, no, I want to have my own bills. Like I want to be worried about my own rent and my own car note, da, da, da. And this is like I'm doing something, I'm preparing you, and I'm also kind of showing you like you weren't always a good steward over your money when you did have the influx of, finances coming in. Like you didn't do good. If my brother, if my sister, if my auntie, if my cousin, if my friend asked me for some money, I'm giving it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or I'm spending it and I'm doing what I can with it, or I'm just trying to go to the next thing. And I never got to the point where I'm at now where he had to like sit down. And I'm like, I can't think of a video. I pick up the camera and y'all seen it. I'm picking up the camera. I'm like, I'm literally crying because I'm like, I cannot think of what the heck type of video. And then I finally dropped a video and I went from posting every day to posting 2 times a month, etc. But he's like, I've taken care of everything. Your son, y'all have not missed doctors up. Like y'all have not went without. Like at all. Like y'all have not went without. Yes, you don't got a walk-in closet in the cute background aesthetic, but I have literally never had you without. But look at the dependence that you now have on me. And so I feel like that's the constant humbleness that I'm going through, and something I have to daily work at of like, Lord, remove my pride, remove my perception, remove my own plans, and let me trust in your plans in your new way. Because there were times when he told me to start new stuff and I said, no, that's going to take too long. Like, and I was so stuck on the vanity of things, and I had to really see like stuff drastically changed. And I've seen his miracle signs and wonders in the most craziest things. Like, those numbers don't mean nothing, because when God says he's going to do something and he got you, that's it. Like that. That's it. Like that's it. You know what I'm saying? You pop up with transportation and cars and houses that, like I shared before. I'm sorry, I'm still going, but I shared before when I was ready to move, when I first came back, and this perfect opportunity lined up. I'm talking about, I prayed, God gave me the amount, don't go over this, don't go under this. This perfect, place popped up. The lady believes in God, everything. I'm like, yes, this is a good place to start off. But then I started worrying about perception, because it wasn't a full blown floor to ceiling from when I first moved to Atlanta. It wasn't, you know what I'm saying? You got 3 million, like you should be in the sky, right? Like it wasn't none of that. And I'm like, well, how, if I get this, how am I gonna get here to there? It just don't make no sense. And the lady I'm talking about, every last thing was working out with me. The fee to book the house was only $100.
Oh,
like that's it. Like she's like, oh,
just to
put down it was $100. You know what I'm saying? She's like, you know what? And I'm not gonna do we're not gonna do. It was fully furnished. And it was fully furnished. It was nice. It was only 8 minutes away from Daniel's school. It was everything, but I got scared. And I had my faith activated, like, yeah, you're right. I went to go see it. Everything was lined up. But then I got scared at the last minute. And I was like, well, I don't got this amount right now. Like the amount that she need, I don't have all of it. And I stopped pursuing it, and I gave up, and I stopped. Literally the day that we would have closed out on the deal, money dropped in my account. And it was like, if you would have trusted me, you would have had more than enough. But you was waiting on the time frame. You didn't know how it was going to come. You couldn't figure out even if I do these videos, this YouTube stuff not going to come until August. All of these things. And I got in my own way. And then it was just gone. And she ended up giving me the money back. She was so kind. She was like, okay. And it was a perfect thing. And I didn't lose nothing out of it. I didn't have no crazy contracts. It was so lined up perfectly. But I let my own perception and the projection of where I'm supposed to be as an influencer get in my way, not knowing like these things weren't strict for me. God didn't say, I'm taking your platform, you're starting from zero. I walked away from these things because I said, I'm so broken and I can't recognize myself. I need you. Like I can't see me right now. Like I'm at this very lost, dark place where I don't want to be here. I can't imagine my life. And this is when I was at him, and things is dark for me. Like I can't imagine going this far. And it was just like I'm going to step away. Like I'm trusting you. And I remember making my video, like my faith walk is going to speak for itself, but I didn't have a lot of faith. I kept going up and down with it. So I feel like my humbling experience is what he's working with me now is just like, it's always with my finances. Cause I'd be like, if I got money, I can do this. If I had money, I would be happy. Like I would love a man. He cool. But I always be like, Lord, if you bless my pockets, like I'll be good. Like I can help the nation. I can help the people. And it's like, I can get me a lawyer. Like, I can go take Daniel for his history classes in Brazil. But I had to get to a point of really like, he humbles me constantly with my finances. Like, you think it's going to happen this way? and it's not. Like it's literally not.
Mm.
And I get the most unexpected things, unexpected stuff every single time. And he be testing me like, so what you gonna do with it now? Like you gonna give me back my 10%? And if I tell you to give me this whole thing, you gonna give it? I'm like, okay, Lord, let me put this money to the side. Next thing you know, your girl done ate 5 lemon pepper chickens. You know what I'm saying? Said I deserve. But it's like that's why you don't have. So
that's a word for me.
That's how the Lord humbles me.
Amen. That's a
but
word
he
for
will
me.
do it. You just gotta trust him. Activate that faith, baby.
Amen. Oh, that was good. Amen. Well, with that being said, guys, we've enjoyed this time with y'all. We've enjoyed this night. As always, you know, it's a good tickly TT time on Monday Live. So for those of you who did not read the description or whatever, who don't know, but this is the Be So For Real podcast. We are live every Monday. Our episodes drop every Friday. We've been consistent. We've been what, two months?
We rocking,
I think
baby.
we're 2 months in, y'all. We're doing so good. And you know, we're working our best and our hardest to just make this better every week. So if you guys have any tips, any advice, any topics you guys want to talk about, you know, DM us on at BSFR Podcast on Instagram, or email us at besoforrealcast@gmail.com if you want to be on that Mocha Letter, baby. But yeah, we love y'all. Make sure y'all tune in, follow us on all our social media, and yeah, we'll talk to y'all in like what, on Friday? Yeah, Friday is today. Amen. So, all right, ladies. Bye.
I love y'all.
Bye, Pookies.